What do you do while you build the most powerful spacecraft on Earth? You announce an even bigger and more powerful spacecraft. Most people won't do that, but that is exactly what Elon Musk is doing while building the Starship, which no other rocket comes close to. The CEO revealed the next version of the Starship, which is simply a monster. What does the next generation Starship look like? And why does SpaceX need such a huge rocket? Join us as we dive into the Starship 2.0, just revealed by SpaceX. Elon Musk's all-new Starship 2.0 shocks the entire space industry. Elon Musk has always been a man with visions of overstepping the boundaries of what may seem impossible. Ever since the visionary founder of the private space company, SpaceX openly declared his dream of colonizing Mars. He'd have been working tirelessly on it. Posted on August 24, Elon Musk's new Starship 2.0 is shocking the entire space industry. SpaceX mentioned that its new Starship 2.0 is 2 times bigger than the existing Starships that are used to transport humans and cargo to the Moon and Mars. In an update to Starship version 2.0, Elon stated in his tweet that 19 meters will be the diameter of the Starship 2.0 in place of 9 meters. Elon Musk has the burning desire to form a human colony that will live permanently on the planet Mars. Even as many human beings may also scoff at his purpose for pursuing this aim, the tech billionaire has been relentlessly pursuing it. However, Musk isn't the most effective character interested in sending humans to Mars and America. Through NASA additionally desires to ship astronauts to the Red Planet. Incidentally, each Musk and NASA want to apply an equal area vehicle to put human beings on Mars. So, they have just revealed the new nuclear Starship. How does the new nuclear Starship work? And what does it offer to be a part of us as we carry you how the USA and must ultimately find out the brand new nuclear Starship 2022? NASA has been prolific in sending rovers to Mars. Rover is a remote-controlled robot motorized car designed to transport throughout the surface of every other planet or other celestial body. On July 4, 1997, NASA's Pathfinder Sojourner rover had become the first wheel robotic from Earth to land on Mars in rocky terrain. The Sojourner was a micro rover weighing 23 pounds and was built to last for only 30 sols. A sol is equivalent to 1 Mars day, which translates to 24 hours, 49 minutes, and 35 seconds. However, the rover remained active for 85 days, the 8th result. Sojourner landed in the area's Valleys area of the Red Planet and covered about 100 meters. The rover was built by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory (JPL) as part of the agency's Pathfinder mission. NASA follows the Sojourner up with a pair of rovers. The Opportunity and Spirit both landed on Mars in early 2004. Within 20 days, both rovers were designed to explore the planet for only 90 sols, but the Spirit was operational for 6 Earth years. The Opportunity traveled Mars for 5110 stops before becoming trapped in a pile of Martian sand in April 2009. Spirit covered 4.8 miles or 7.7 kilometers from the use of the crater where it initially landed. The rover not only sent spectacular images of the Red Planet's terrain, but also became the first robot to grind up the Martian surface using a rock abrasion tool, or RAT. The next wheeled NASA visitor to Mars was the Curiosity rover, which arrived in August 2012. It is the largest rover ever built in terms of size. The rover is 10 feet or 3 meters long, 7 feet or 2.2 meters tall, and has a width of 9 feet or 2.7 meters. So basically, it has dimensions like an SUV. According to NASA, Curiosity is still active and discovered more than 16.8 miles or 27.04 kilometers. The rover can move up to 100 feet per hour, but it's not always in motion. Curiosity made some notable discoveries on Mars. The rover drilled out a mudstone named Sheepshed that hinted at the presence of life-supporting elements in the ancient Martian environment. It also detected methane gas in the Red Planet's atmosphere, which can indicate either life or water content in the soil. The latest rover to arrive on Mars is Perseverance. Roaming the planet since February 2021 is even brought along a robotic helicopter companion called Ingenuity. Perseverance is equipped with a state-of-the-art investigating tool to capture microscopic details hidden in the Martian rock and search for evidence of past microbial life. Perseverance will flip the sign to past microbial life on Mars. And it will also collect in-store rock samples from the planet such that NASA can bring those samples to Earth in the future. Despite all the achievements recorded with rovers by NASA, the agency has not been able to land an astronaut on Mars. This is because a human-crewed mission to the Red Planet is still a costly and risky endeavor. NASA never had a technology that guaranteed that human astronauts would return alive from Mars. For example, NASA must provide a solution to the effects of high levels of radiation exposure and changes in gravity, the isolation and confinement on the long trip, the need to provide for any medical emergencies or equipment failure, and how to provide enough food that, however, is not stopping NASA from trying. The agency has a project that will take its astronauts to the moon in preparation for an eventual trip to Mars. NASA's human lunar exploration plans under Artemis involve sending the first woman and the first person of color to the surface of the moon and establishing sustainable exploration. The moon run will uncover new scientific discoveries and lay the foundation for private companies to build a lunar economy. But more importantly, the agency will use what you learn on the moon to prepare for humanity's next giant leaps, sending astronauts to Mars. The planet starts with U.S. companies delivering scientific instruments and technology demonstrations to the lunar surface, followed by a spaceship called the Gateway in orbit around the moon that will support human and scientific missions, and even landers that will take astronauts to the surface of the moon. The agency's powerfulness as a launch system, rocket, and Orion spacecraft will be the backbone to building the Gateway and transporting astronauts to and from Earth. NASA has designed the Space Launch System SLS rocket for safely dispatching humans on missions to deep space and the Orion capsule, which will keep the astronauts alive during the trip, which takes days rather than hours, and then deliver them to the Gateway. The Gateway is the point where Elon Musk comes in. SpaceX is developing the Starship, which will receive the astronauts at the Gateway and land them on the moon's surface. After completing their mission, the Starship will then return them to the Gateway. Future human landers will carry large roving instrument kits to locate life-sustaining missions, enabling resources on the moon and collecting and returning samples to the Gateway. The Starship is capable of handling this increasing amount of cargo. However, the goal is that Mars missions to the moon are about 1,000 times farther from Earth than missions to the International Space Station, requiring systems that can reliably operate far from home, support the needs of human life, and still be light enough to launch. These technologies will become increasingly critical for the 34 million-mile trip to Mars. The moon mission is an opportunity to test new tools, instruments, and equipment that can be used on Mars. These include human habitats, life support systems, and technologies and practices that can help us build self-sustaining outposts away from Earth. Living on the Gateway for months at a time also will allow researchers to understand how the human body responds in a true deep space environment before committing to the years-long journey to Mars. However, how will NASA transport its astronauts to Mars and back? The agency will always have the use of the SpaceX Starship, which Musk himself will use to execute his own Mars ambitions. But NASA is not limited to that. Evidence shows the space agency may opt for a nuclear-powered spacecraft. Nuclear thermal propulsion, or NTP systems, are new, but they could significantly reduce travel times and carry greater payloads than today's top chemical rockets. NASA and the Atomic Energy Commission, now known as the U.S. Department of Energy, worked on a project during the 1960s. Although the program ended in 1972, research continued to improve the basic design and materials and fuels used for NTP systems. NTP systems work by pumping a liquid propellant, most likely hydrogen, through a reactor core uranium atom that's split apart inside the core and releases ski through fission. This physical process heats the propellant and converts it to a gas, which is expanded through a nozzle to produce thrust. NTP rockets are more energy dense than chemical rockets and twice as efficient. Engineers measure this performance as a specific impulse, which is the amount of thrust you can get from a specific amount of propellant. This specific impulse of a chemical rocket that combusts liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen is 450 seconds, exactly half the propellant efficiency of the initial target for nuclear power rockets, which is 900 seconds. This is because lighter gases are easier to accelerate. When chemical rockets are burned, they produce water vapor and much heavier byproducts than the hydrogen used in an NTP system. This leads to greater efficiency and allows the rocket to travel further on much fuel. Some people might be scared by the prospect of launching a nuclear reactor because of all the possible mishaps that could lead to a catastrophe. However, NTP systems are safe as they won't be used on Earth. Instead, they'll be launched into space by chemical rockets before they are turned on NTP systems, and not even designed to produce the amount of thrust needed to leave the Earth's surface. And that's all for today's video. To share your thoughts in this video in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more such exciting content. See you in the next one.